Then we went to causes of flooding, and there's a teacher-led discussion. This package actually, well, one could go through it as an individual, but then there are areas, we designed it in such a way that it would be, you could use it as teacher-led or as an individual package. You could teacher-facilitated, okay? And the students also can have it on their own. And since yesterday, I must say that we've been having a lot of discussions on this package, especially listening to our professor, the Slumdog Millionaire, okay? And a lot of things will come to that, okay? There are quizzes there, discussions, they have to write things down. We had a package for them, so it wasn't just the computer, because we didn't believe it's just click and they had things to write. They had their learners package. So some of this is just a screenshot from Module 3. Then Module 4 looked at the effects of flood, and each module had an activity. Then Module 5, solutions, what could be done. And we discussed generally what could be done. But then they had to come up with, what can I do as a primary school child? Because the essence of this is to take action as a primary school child. So they had activities. They actually had, they wrote news items about flooding. They did posters and so on, okay? And that's screenshots about on modules 4 and 5. Now the package, as you've seen, is broken down into, the content is broken down into short frames, and it has engaging activities. There's a workbook for the students, written, they have to write something. And there's also a teacher guide if the teacher is going to lead it. There are 3 videos there, an audio jingle, and a news item. At least a picture per slide that reflects the thoughts on the frame, okay? Okay, these are, we carried this out, I'll say that, in 2 schools. We trial tested it at the evaluation stage in 2 schools. This is one of them. And, well, we can say these are schools that are not really, you know, it's not that they have the best of all facilities. So that means they could use it at any, in fact, the second school, this school, we had to bring them because they don't even have computer facilities at all. But we have an e-library in the university, and we had to bring them inside. And something about this school is that none of the kids that we brought, out of the 16 that we brought, only 2 actually had ever touched or interacted with the computer at all. But by the end of the first day, it was, you know, they just went ahead and started doing things. Okay, so that's the second group of students. And there's some pages from their workbook, because we believe that, you know, as they look at these things, as they reflect, writing something out might be one of the best ways to capture what they are learning. Okay. Then we had a short pre-test, post-test. You know, the emphasis wasn't so much on, you know, what have they learned at the end of the day, but what can they do? That was our focus, because this is an environmental issue, this is a social problem, and we wanted to start building them up from right there to take affirmative actions. 27 pupils were involved in the 2 schools, and like, okay, the 2 schools, one was a public school and one was a private school. And we also had a questionnaire, but at this level, I'm very wary about reporting data about, you know, primary school children, you know, because we had only yes or no things and things like that. And of course, well, expressing their thoughts and things are a little bit difficult. So it's the observation of things that happened that we really thought would be the best, although they had to fill in the questionnaire. And from what we saw, of course, at the end of the intervention, at the end of the trial testing, it was better than at the beginning. Okay, so what did the pupils say and what did they do? Some of the things that were exciting to us is that, is what they decided, simple things that they decided that they were going to start doing after the project. And some of them, I will begin the proper use of waste bins, not throw trash into drainage systems anymore. I will inform my friends of some of the things I've learned. They may seem very simple things, but it's a long way, after being engaging in such an activity, we need to really see that there's something, and they came up with, oh, this is what I would do after seeing this, okay? And some of the charts that they were just very simple charts, but it reflected what they had learned and, what they could do. The group of students, they are displaying their charts. And that's, I'm not sure you can see that very well. A man sitting on a house in the flood. So, and well, we captured some of the things that they said also. That's news items. Now, what did we learn from this process? We learned and we keep learning. And because of our interaction in e-learning this year, even the session I went this earlier today, I've learned so many mistakes that, I've made in deploying and so on. So we are learning and we'll keep learning. The first thing we faced up with was the technical requirements. We packaged this with a higher version and then got to the school, found out, we didn't check out, found out that it was a lower version, so we had to quickly do some things, wasting some time. Then the skills of the students, although this was not in the same with the second group of students. Now, in the private school, we found out that most of those students already knew what to do. And the very first day, when they started using this, they just went on click, 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 click to the end. And it was like, will these children learn anything from this? And that's where maybe the first intervention of the teacher came in, that no, why should you should go step by step. You should do one thing at a time. Okay, let everybody go back to the beginning. Okay, I was just discussing with one of my students that I think we're going to go back and go and get another group of students and just stick it into the wall, just as Prof said, and just see what they will do with it. Because we saw the students moving on, but we were afraid that are they going to actually learn anything from this? If we don't do something, they may just enjoy themselves and go away and not learn anything. So we'll try and see what that is. Actually, in the other school, because only 2 of them had ever interfered with a computer, I think it was a bit slower. They sat there, they waited for instructions. This thing, I was saying earlier in the day that it's about, it's a poverty thing also. You don't want people to touch it. Don't touch it, because you will spoil it. Don't this and that, So many of those children will first watch and see. Then when they found out that, this thing is just about moving the mouse and clicking the mouse only. So they went on, and by the end of the program, you wondered that were they telling the truth actually, and actually they had never interfered with a computer. Now in terms of time, we had to reschedule. We thought we would finish this thing in about 4 days and so on, but we had to take more hours. So we saw that this fitting it into the curriculum might be a bit challenging. I'm saying the things that we learn. And then I've talked about the role of the facilitator, having to step in and say, we want you to learn, not just to play, and then move them. Oh yeah, everybody, go to screen 1. You must stay there. If I don't tell you to move, make sure you don't move, kind of thing. Okay. But at the end of it, with interaction with the students, we found that they felt this was really useful for them, and it was easy. It's for the 2 groups, it was easy for them to use. So what are some of our thoughts at the end of this? That this is actually possible, because we're thinking of simple packages that teachers can easily, use in the classroom to support them with their learning. We can address issues with simple packaging of ICT tools. And based on this, we've had thoughts of various further researches, even right from when we started. And we're going ahead to actually do a sort of action research, getting teachers in. We're not going to put them together as in a workshop, but from the schools that we have used, training them, teaching them about how to use this, how to develop simple things like this, and then see them through to developing it and then using it in the classroom. So a training package for teachers to be developed to equip them with all the skills. So those are the things that we are looking at the end. Those are my references. Thank you.